You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/kidsandfamily. Just go to Indeed.com/kidsandfamily right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome to We Are the Hansons. I'm Maya Hanson, and this is the show where we share all about our big family, the chaos, the love, and the lessons we're learning along the way. Today we're talking about something that's become really important to us over the years, creating a home where all our kids' friends want to hang out. If you've ever wondered how to make your house the go-to spot for your kids and their friends, or why you'd even want to, we've got plenty to share. Let's dive in. So our home has always been the hangout spot for our kids and their friends, and I am so thankful. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why it is important to us as the parents to have our home be the place where kids want to gather and talk about the benefits. I'm going to start by sharing it's really important to us because we know where our kids are. We know our kids are safe, and we know other kids are safe, and we know that nobody is going to be doing something that they should not be doing. It has always been a big thing to me to know where my kids are, to make sure they are safe and they have plenty of stuff to eat. I just like to know that my kids are taken care of, and I would expect that from somebody else's parents as well. You know, other parents, some just don't really care, and I'm the type of parent that as long as I know my kids are safe and they're fed and they're warm, I feel a lot better. And I hope that other parents would do the same if my kids were at their home. It helps by building trust and relationships. When our kids bring their friends over, we get to know who they're spending their time with. We see their dynamics, their personalities, and honestly, we just love getting to know the kids who are shaping our children's world. I mean, to know that your kids are hanging out with good kids is almost a relief. And I want my kids to have good friends and safe friends, friends that aren't getting into trouble or doing drugs. And I'm going to tell you, all of my kids' friends, I think there's only been one friend, maybe two, that I really didn't like too much because always wanting to drink, always wanting to smoke, always wanting to do drugs. It wasn't great. And my kids ended up weaning him out of the friendship circle because of that. I also see how my kids interact with their friends and how their friends interact in our home. And it's helped build trust. I can let my kids go to a party with a friend or go hang out, and I know my kids will make the right decisions. I know that my kids would say no to peer pressure. I know how my kids are. I've instilled, and so has Jeremy, my husband, into our kids that if you ever go to a party with your friends and there is drinking there, you, for one, Do not get in the car with anybody who's been drinking or driving, and you especially do not get in the car and drive drunk. That is one thing that I've pushed, and so has Jeremy, my husband, to make sure our kids never make that mistake. And I'm going to tell you, my kids know if they go to a family member's house or their cousins, just wherever, they better not get behind the wheel. If they want to leave, they know to pick up a phone and call me, my husband, or an older sibling to get them home safe. Because I do not care. I might be mad at them for drinking or whatever for a little while, but I know it's bound to happen, and I'd rather them call me and wake me up out of bed to come and get them wherever they're at than to get behind a wheel and put other lives at risk or their self at risk. That's a no-no, and my kids know that is a no-no. I like to be able to keep an eye on things. As a parent, it's comforting to know our kids are safe, supervised, in an environment where we can keep our eye on them and what's going on, but not be a helicopter parent, not hover over our kids. My kids are very trustworthy kids, and they would never put somebody else at risk. And they are the type of kids, if they go to a party or anything, they're the type of kids that will take their friends' keys and hide them so their friends don't do something stupid. So that's how we've raised our children. And I'm very proud of every single one of them because of that reason. Some of the best memories for our kids have been the nights they've spent laughing and hanging out with their friends at our home. And we want to be part of that. We get involved. We play games. We have a movie night. We maybe have music and just let the kids dance. We enjoy that. That is something that I will cherish forever. And I know my kids will remember those things and them memories that we created. We like to create a space for them, meaning we open up our living room for movie nights, or we put like a strobe light on the ceiling, just fancy lights so that the kids can dance. Our movie nights are a big thing. We get popcorn and we get snacks, and usually I make a good dinner before the movie starts so we all eat and just relax. It's fun. The kids enjoy it. We all gather around a table and we play games, whether it be board games or card games or charades or whatever it may be. And it is so fun because all of my kids' friends say we are the cool parents. We don't need to have drinking or drugs or any of that for these kids to want to be around us. And I love it. I love it. Me and my husband are not drinkers or drug addicts. And I want these other children that are coming to my home to see you can have fun without all that nasty stuff. I think us being role models like that will help guide some kids in the right direction. At least I hope it will. Even just hanging out, chatting, stuff like that, it makes a big difference. The kids still have fun. I will go to the store if I know that there's a large group of kids coming over. I make it a point to go to the store and pick up all kinds of snacks, drinks, whether it's chips and cookies or fruits whatever it may be, lots of popcorn, lots of bottled water, lots of soda. I make sure I get all of that because the small things make a big difference. We want our home to feel like a place where everyone can just be themselves. That means keeping the atmosphere light, warm, and welcoming. We greet our kids as friends like they're our own. Most of the friends that come here, we know their names just because they've been our kids as friends for a long time. Every now and then, we will get a newcomer. And all of the kids' friends say their parents are awesome. I don't sit there and yell at my kids. I want my kids to be able to bring their friends here and feel like they have a space that they can enjoy. And that's just the bottom line right there. And that's why our house is always full of a bunch of kids besides ours. We don't care about the noise. We have dealt with noise for a very long time. Having 13 kids is a lot of noise. And then you add their friends, makes it funner. And let's be honest, when you're in a house where all the kids hang out, it's not going to be quiet at all. But we've learned to embrace the noise and see it as a sign of life, laughter, and connection. That is how we feel. It's worth a little mess and chaos to know our kids and their friends are safe and happy and enjoying themselves. There are some boundaries that it's just a normal thing. We try to keep things level, no fighting. That many kids around, there can be arguments. What's okay for our kids is okay for their friends. We've always made sure that everyone knows the basics. No getting too rough while roughhousing in, certain areas or cleaning up before you leave. You don't have to make my house shiny clean, but make sure you take your trash out, your dishes out, stuff like that. I don't expect their friends to do my dishes. I don't expect them to mop my floors or sweep or anything like that. Just pick up what you mess. That's all I have for them. We also talk to our kids about how to make their friends feel more welcome and included. And most of their friends know that, I always tell them, if you guys are hungry or thirsty, help yourself. There is plenty of food and snacks to go around. Help yourself. Don't be scared to ask. Just get up and do it. And the payoff of being the hangout house for us is the kids being able to gather and not feel like they're being spied on, or just they can be their self. There are times when it feels like a revolving door or like our grocery bill has doubled overnight, but the rewards are huge, guys. They're huge. We're building relationships with our kids and their friends and creating sense of community and giving them a safe space where they feel loved and supported. It's very important for kids to feel that. Very, very important for a kid to feel that. Plus, we see how this has helped our kids build confidence and learn how to be good friends. They've also seen the value in kindness and hospitality, which we hope they'll carry into their own lives as they grow up. I want my kids as friends, even if they don't come from a very well home. I want their friend, whoever that may be, to know that they always can come here. whether if they don't have food, I will open my doors to them. I don't ever want to see a child go hungry, ever. And I've brought many kids into my home to make sure that they are loved, cared for, and to know that if they ever needed somebody to talk to, me and my husband would always open our hearts and our ears to listen. They may not like our advice, but, we've had many kids come to us asking for advice on what to do. And they've taken our advice and they've used it. And they'll come back around and they'll be like, when you told me to go talk to my dad, you led me in the right path. And I want to thank you for that. And we're always like, you don't ever have to thank us for any of that. That is what parents are supposed to do. And I think that's why a lot of our kids' friends like to come and hang out here. We are considered the cool parents. And to be honest, I don't think I'm that cool. I don't think my husband's that cool. But just them knowing that they have a place to go and just be themselves with no judgment, I think that helps. I honestly think that helps. And it makes me laugh because I listen to them and they talk to me like I'm one of their friends most of the time. And I just try and show them that not all things have to be a bad setting. I don't want them to be in a bad setting. I want them to also know, as I tell all of them, my kids and their friends, even if my kids aren't at a party and you end up at a party and you are wanting to leave, call. I will take you home and drop you off. I will make sure you are safe. And I sure hope one day, if they encounter a situation like that, that they will call. If they're too scared to call their parents themselves, they can call me. Because I would drop everything to make sure any child is safe. Because I know deep down in my heart, there are other parents out there like me that would do the same for my children if that ever did happen. I know quite a few parents that would do it for my kids. So just being that parents, helps a lot. And I want them to carry it on to their children as well. So I am going to end this by saying that's how we made our home the hub for our kids and their friends. If you're thinking about doing the same, start small, maybe with a game night or a pizza party or even just a movie, and see how it grows from there. You don't need a perfect home or a huge budget to create welcoming space. We don't have a huge home, but we always make space. All you need is love, a little creativity, and a willingness to embrace chaos. Because I'm going to tell you, it does get chaotic. Thanks for listening to this episode of We Are the Hansons. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, We Are the Hansons. Go send us a message on We Are the Hansons Facebook page if you have anything you'd like to ask us. Or you can send us an email at wearethehansonshow@gmail.com. See you next time.